Welcome, and thanks so much for joining us on the Owatonna Today Show on this Wednesday, August 20th. I'm Deb Gillard, your host of the program. Today's going to be a great show, but before we get into that, we want to remind you that we are seen on Charter Channel 8, 6 days a week here in the Owatonna area, and also you can find us on the internet. Head to the YouTube channel, and if you type Owatonna Today Show in the search box, you're going to find us, and you can pick the program that you would like to see. You can also go to thethirdhandvideo.com, and there again, click on the Owatonna Today Show link tab, and it will take you to the list of current shows. We also have a Facebook page. We do encourage you to like us on Facebook. That way, when the new shows are up and loaded for the week, you'll get a notification that they're there, and you can click on any and all of the shows that you would like to watch. Another reason to do that as well, during and throughout the Renaissance Festival, which I think goes through the end of September, if I'm not mistaken, we will be giving away one pair of tickets per week to the Renaissance Festival. And all you need to do is hit that like button on our Facebook page, or if you have already done that, you can like one of the shows, and that will put you in the registration for the drawing, and we'll be letting our winners know that they have won those tickets. So do go on there and do a couple of likes on our Facebook page. We always welcome your comments and suggestions for show topics and guests that we might have on the show here. You can call Leanne, our producer, directly at 390-5751 or email us at owatonnatoday@charter.net, and we'll be happy to take those into consideration. Again, we have a good show for you today. We're going to be joined by Jason Eyberg coming up when we come back from the break, and we'll be talking about Early Edition Rotary and most specifically their corn feed. We all wait for it here once we know the fair is done, so we'll be talking about that a little bit later on in the program out on location at the Owatonna Dog Park. So we'll take this first break for our supporters, and we'll be right back. Stay with us.
I'm Dan Branstead of Carlson Branstead and Company, Certified Public Accountants. We support the Owatonna Today Show.
Owatonna Public Utilities, real people, real reliable, real progress. Making life a little easier day after day, taking pride in our community, listening to what you say, a voice you can talk to. We're growing with you. Owatonna Public Utilities.
Greetings, I'm Laura Ressler, Director of the Steele County Historical Society, and I welcome you to our History Center. We invite you to join in all our activities events where we honor the past and look towards the future.
Welcome back. It's Wednesday, August 20th, and you're with us on the Owatonna Today Show. Jason Eyberg joins us. How are you, sir?
Good. Thank you for having me.
For Early Edition Rotary, but of course the Early Edition Rotary is a collection of individuals from various businesses in the area, and you are with Bremer Bank, correct?
I am, yeah. It's a fun group and organization to be involved with.
Okay.
And
What do you do at Bremer Bank?
I am Vice President Commercial Lending with Bremer, so I've been here 3 years, coming up in 3 years already in October.
3 years,
so,
really, that the bank's been open?
The bank has been open 2 as of October.
Oh,
Myself
okay.
and Dave Marcoux joined and came to Owatonna 3 years ago, and kind of setting our roots and getting involved in the community. So it's been a fun ride so far.
Yeah, good for you, and welcome both to yourselves and to the bank as a member of our community. So I know it's been a good addition. And you have gotten involved then with things like Early Edition Rotary, and let's talk a little bit about that club. We had John Havelka on, I think, prior to the 4th of July and the Patriot Skies fireworks. Mm-hmm. But again, a reminder for our viewers of what it is, when you meet.
You bet. We meet Wednesday mornings at 7 o'clock on the 3rd floor of the fire hall.
Early risers.
So it is. We're the early rising group, and so we encourage anyone and everyone that would like to be involved in our group. We have a nice little breakfast each morning, and we certainly offer a free breakfast to anyone that would like to come try us out and try the group out. And again, we meet on the 3rd floor of the fire hall. So
okay. So if you know of someone that's involved in Early Edition Rotary, I'm sure they could just touch base with one of you and say, hey, I'm kind of interested. Can I come and take a look and see what you're all about? Or maybe just show up and say, this is something I'd like to be involved with.
You bet. If they'd like to just show up, they can. And we also have a Facebook page, Owatonna Early Edition Rotary. So feel free to visit that as well.
And then you can take a look at what they're all about and what they do. And we'll be talking a little bit more about that too. Meeting at the fire hall and just doing good things, I think, in and around the community, and we'll be talking about that as well. But darn, I just had something that flew through my mind that I was going to ask you. Shoot, it'll come back to me, and I'll interject.
All right.
But one of the things, as I mentioned, that we look for from Early Edition Rotary, in addition to the fireworks, which we just had, and everybody is very, very well aware of the great show that's put on, is this corn feed.
Yeah.
And we have really come to look for it and expect it. I don't know, how many years has it been going on? Do you know, Jason?
This is our 9th annual
Okay.
corn feed, so
Okay.
yeah, very exciting.
Yeah, it is. And it's the height of the sweet corn season, and we get a good meal and all that kind of stuff. So it's always the Tuesday after
The second Tuesday after the
Second
fair. It's a
Tuesday
little
after the
confusing
fair.
because this week, of course, was our first Tuesday, and
Mm-hmm.
so next Tuesday will be the second already, and so yeah, the second
Well,
Tuesday
that's a good
after.
call, because that right after we get done with the fair, not so sure that we want to be thinking
Right.
about a whole lot of food. But by the time we hit the second Tuesday, we're all good and ready for more. But so it is going on the 26th, so next Tuesday.
Yep.
And kind of how the day runs, it is a noontime.
It is. It's 11 to 2, and so there's various options. You can join us at the Eagles Club and dine in. You can come carry out if you'd like, or otherwise we do many deliveries, and that portion of our fundraiser has really grown over the past few years, the delivery piece. So any orders over a number of orders over 8, we deliver for free in the Owatonna community. So we encourage you to order and then have deliveries made as well. So.
Okay, we'll be talking a little bit more about the specifics later, but this fundraiser goes to benefit what, Jason?
So there's various things. One, of course, is the fireworks, which we do each year. And then the second is our kindergarten book donation, which is always fun. We get out and deliver books to the kindergartners and get a chance to read in all the kindergarten classes each year. So that's always fun. And then this year we've added the Dolly Parton Imagination Library, which has really taken off here.
And I don't know much about that. Just briefly, what is that?
Yeah, so what they do is, as in the birthing center, as new babies are born, that gives families opportunities to sign up to the Dolly Parton Imagination Library is what it's called, and my belief is they get a book a month for up till the age of 5, so it's a real neat thing to encourage kids to read and really get books out into the hands of young kids up to the age of 5.
Oh,
So.
how fun is that? That's wonderful. Starting right at birth and making sure those books keep on coming. That
Yep.
is a wonderful program to support. And I would guess if people want to find out more about that, they can probably find that on a website as well. So
Yeah.
a couple of things having to do with books and reading, and there's not enough emphasis that we can put on that as children enter into school and for their development, and even from early on, as like you say, and when we're reading to them. So a couple of great programs in addition to the fireworks. So if someone wants to head to the corn feed, and let's make sure we remind people now, this is the second year that it is at the Eagles Club. The first number of years it was at the Elks.
Yep.
But you kind of outgrew them, didn't you?
Yeah, the Elks is a great place, and we just, from the delivery portion of our of the corn feed, has really taken off, and logistically it's kind of worked out at the Eagles Club, but the Elks has been gracious enough to still help cook some corn for us,
Very nice.
and so we really appreciate their help too. And
Both of those organizations
yeah.
are wonderful in supporting these types of things. So.
absolutely, and the locations for downtown for our guests downtown to come and dine in is really helpful too. So.
Okay. Any idea how many come and dine in through that cycle between 11 and 2?
Yeah, it's been
I'm
about
gonna ask you some numbers
50-50 in
now.
the
Okay.
past. So we've gotten up to over 800 meals now, and just
Wow.
last year across probably more 60-40, 60 deliveries, 60% being deliveries, but 300 in dining in, and then about 500 deliveries we did last year.
That's
So
amazing.
we do our best to be to be perfect at the deliveries,
Yeah.
but we're not all in the food business.
Yeah,
and so
exactly.
We kind of relearn and retool each year, and try to do our best. But
And ask for a little patience on
yeah.
the other side, which I'm sure
Yep.
people do. They know that you're not necessarily a food service delivery, and I'm sure there's you get a little bit of slack cut.
yeah, they do,
Probably.
and we
Yeah.
always try to add a little extra sweet corn for everybody, so
There you
hopefully
go.
that helps too.
Okay.
So.
But, and the meal includes sweet corn and what else?
A chicken breast, sweet corn, dinner roll, and potato salad, and choice of beverage, milk or
What a
water.
great meal.
So
And for
a
how
cookie.
much?
So $8 is all it is. So.
All right.
Yep.
And how do they need to get tickets ahead of time? Do they just show up that day? Do they call? I think we've got maybe some contact information that Leanne is going to put on the screen too.
Sure. So, yep, they can see the contact information regarding putting deliveries in, ordering the food for deliveries, or they can purchase tickets from any of our members in the club, or you can just purchase your ticket at the door at the day of as well.
Okay, so we can wander on in and have lunch if that's all we're doing, or if we need to set something up for either having the meal prepared for us to take out or setting up a delivery. And that's a great option. That's really nice that you offer that, because I'm guessing there are some places that, and that's probably why it's growing to that 60-40 mark, because maybe those are, you know, some that are on a short lunch hour or whatever, but maybe they'd like to provide that for their, you know, group of individuals that work for them and say, hey, this is a great cause. You know, I want to do this, or does everybody want to go in on this and get lunch, but not necessarily the time allowed to go to the Eagles Club?
Yeah, it's a great point. We have a variety of the above. So, you know, corporations want, you know, with short lunch times, sometimes they offer it. And of course, everyone looks forward to the corn feed. So they just put that on the calendar. We're going to do a team lunch today or not. And we've had businesses who will subsidize maybe half the ticket price for their employees too. So that's a great idea for those looking to get deliveries too. So.
Any idea how much, what kind of funds you make? I guess if you served 800 people, it's not, you know, brain surgery, but you get some things donated, and we'll mention that too. But and there are probably some costs involved. But do you know how much you've made in the past?
You know, our net has been right around the. We've grown to about 4,000, 4 to 5,000. Which, if you look at our fireworks budget alone, is about, we got up to $14,000 this year. So it's certainly our primary and major fundraiser for the year. So
well, that's a great amount, and we'd love to see that grow, and we'd love to have community members and businesses help that grow. There are a couple in particular that really have donated in order for you to make this happen too, and we want to make sure we mention those.
Yeah, absolutely. Of course, Lakeside Foods wouldn't be possible without their help and contribution. So it's been the last couple of years have been interesting with the weather. Last year more than this year, but we're set to go, and we understand the corn's going to be ready and going. So we sure appreciate Lakeside Foods' help, and then JC Press for helping us with all of our posters and tickets and printing that.
And they look like this, and I don't know if Leanne can kind of zoom in, but if you're looking around town and you want more information, just look for the big bright green yellow. It's got a cob of corn on it. You really can't miss it, right? That's for the corn feed, and we want to remind people that this is the poster to look for. $8. Kids 6 and under are free. They're not going to eat probably as much or make a big dent, but the $8 donation for anybody over that. And again, get a hold of a Rotary member or.
Absolutely. You know, Nancy Dietz has been gracious enough to take our orders, so you can call her. 213-6425 is her phone number.
All right.
And then she can get you the order form and or her email to scan into her as well. So.
Owatonna Early Edition Rotary Club Corn Feed. It is on Tuesday, August 26th, 11 to 2 is the dine-in, and also at the time that they'll be taken out or getting meals ready for takeout and for delivery. So, Jason, thanks for joining us, and we hope for fundraising well over $4,000 for you this year for all your good causes.
Absolutely. Thanks so much for having me.
You're welcome. Thanks for joining us. We'll take a break for our supporters and back to take a look at the Owatonna Dog Park.
Recreational fires are allowed within the Owatonna city limits. They must be contained within a fire pit or a device designed for such use, and can be 3 feet in diameter and no more than 3 feet high. They must be 25 feet from a building or combustibles. Only untreated or unpainted woods must be used. Fires must be attended by a person at all times that are capable of extinguishing the fire. This has been a safety tip from the Owatonna Fire Department.
Have you talked to your teen lately about marijuana? Maybe you should. Regular marijuana use can sap a teen's motivation to learn. Users do not live up to their potential and drop out of positive activities. Marijuana affects memory and learning and stays in your system for weeks. Marijuana also affects judgment and perception. Reaction time while driving is reduced by 41% after smoking 1 joint and 63% after smoking 2, affecting the safety of your teen and others on the road. You need to talk to your teen about the effects of marijuana use. It's not just a harmless high. For more information, please contact the Safe and Drug-Free Coalition of Steele County.
Hi, I'm Glenn Mager.
And I'm Tim Thomas of the Brick Mager Funeral Home, and we're proud to serve the Medford and Owatonna areas with cremation and traditional funeral services.
And we're proud to be a part of the Owatonna Today Show.
Hi, this is Barry Gillespie, president of ERA Gillespie Real Estate, where our pledge is to save you money, save you time, and simplify your life. And we're proud supporters of the Owatonna Today Show.
Hello, I'm David Einhaus with the Owatonna Foundation. Thank you to all of our donors who have helped make Owatonna a better place to live. Will you join us today with a financial gift? Owatonna Foundation is a proud sponsor of the Owatonna Today Show.
We're here at beautiful Lake Chase in Owatonna. We're going to be talking about a brand new dog park. And so, but first we're going to go through and have everybody introduce themselves. We're going to start over on this side. Go ahead and tell us your name and your title and stuff.
I am Mary Jo Knudson. I work in the office at Owatonna Park and Rec.
And I'm Rick Smith. I'm the park director for the city of Owatonna.
Hi, I'm Kris Driessen, dog walker and dog owner.
And Kris, you kind of had this vision of creating something like this. Tell me about kind of what you were thinking and what made you decide to really push for this.
Well, about a year and a half ago, I adopted Thor in the background, and he needed about 4 to 6 miles of walking a day. And I always leash walked my dogs. I didn't think I ever needed anything else. Mm-hmm. And then I had some surgery where I was unable to walk him. And so I learned all about the dog park world, and it was so valuable to me to be able to bring him somewhere to exercise. And I've actually run into other people that needed it for the same reason and met just a whole another world of wonderful people and sharing information. And so I went to our park and rec to see if they'd be interested in starting a park.
How long ago was that first idea of maybe we should have a park for you?
That was last fall or early December.
Okay.
And so they were real receptive and did a lot of back and forth and had the dog expo this spring and collected a lot of signatures with help. And so we finally opened it.
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about the process of starting of having a dog park. As Park and Rec, what was your first thought when she came to you and said, "Hey, we should have this"?
Well, I was real receptive to it because I thought there was a need for it. There's many other communities throughout the state that have a dog park, and I always thought that we were kind of missing out on that. And not only for the dogs, I've noticed it, but the people that come out here, they socialize with each other. So I thought it was a great idea right from the get-go.
Mm-hmm. And so as we look around, we see a very large area. Tell us a little bit about the dimensions and the building of this specific park.
Yeah, it's 1.6 acre. And we have the fencing. That's all refurbished fencing. So we didn't even have to buy the fencing. That was fencing from the old softball fields. We had bought new fencing for the field. So we had this sitting in the back, and we thought, well, what better way to use it again than the dog park? So got a crew of about 4 people, kind of headed up by Rick Halfstead, park staff, and Mark Kath, another park staff. And they kind of spearheaded the project, and I think we started the end of June, and then we had some delays here and there with the flooding that we had to take some people away from. But lo and behold, we got it done, and turned out pretty good.
Well, and when you thought about the dog park, was it just a slam dunk yes, or were there some things you had to consider, location, that kind of thing?
Well, the location, yeah. We wanted to make sure that we approached the park board on it, and that we wanted a good location, and I think this is a very good location. This park isn't used quite as much because there's no pavilion out here, but you got the lake over here, and so it was pretty much an ideal spot, I thought, because of the openness and the area was real good.
Easy access, yes, we are. Tell everybody where we are, so if they would like to come out, where's the park located?
Well, once again, it's Lake Chase Park, and We're right off of, right behind, lost
We're
here.
on State Avenue.
State Avenue. I always get kind of confused.
He has no idea where we are.
Yeah, we are. Where
Wow, how'd you get here? Hi, baby.
Or County Road 45.
County Road 45 is another way to look at that. So if you're looking for it, because I know if you were to Google that kind of thing, you might not necessarily get this park because it's not even really officially opened yet.
Right. Well, the park's open, but the dog park, we just did officially open that. So yeah, if you Google it, it'll probably come up now.
Yeah. So just make sure you get out to 45. But I wanted to talk to you a little bit about the park itself because I'm going to switch places with you if that's okay. When you come to a dog park, you kind of need to be a little bit prepared, don't you? You don't just hop in the car, or can you just hop in the car?
Well, you can hop in the car, but you have to keep in mind weather conditions and those kinds of things. Make sure you have water for your dogs. Our wonderful volunteers like Kris and people that use the park all the time do bring some ice cream buckets and fill them with water, and so people are usually pretty good about sharing the water, and so are the dogs, of course.
They don't care.
They don't mind at all. So when you come, you just need to make sure that your dog is over 4 months old. We do require that, and that they're able to be under voice control.
Okay.
So if there's a rabbit at the other end of the park, you need to be able to call your dog back.
Okay.
And
yeah, so are there any kind of vaccinations that they need?
they do need to be current on their rabies and
There's a whole list of vaccinations,
Yeah.
and it's listed on there.
So there's actually a list outside here. Is there a list online that maybe the people can look up, or maybe that's something we can and have that you can do for them so that they can know what vaccinations they need to have?
we can most certainly put that up online. We do have a picture of the rules that are posted outside, and most of your veterinarians too, if you call and say, is my dog up on their battery of shots, they would be able to tell you if they are or not. We do have other rules. There is no such thing as a poop fairy, we like to say. So that means you do need to come prepared and bring some bags, and you will need to clean up after your dog. We do have a recycle bin out towards the front. I have a hard time not talking with my hands.
That's okay.
But there's a basket out front, so if you have some old grocery bags that you're not using, the plastic bags, just toss them in for somebody else to use that might not have brought theirs that day.
And what are the hours for the dog park?
It's the same as any other park in Owatonna. It opens up at 6 a.m. and closes at 11 p.m.
Okay, good. Well, I wanted to come back and talk to the dog owner here and her love and passion for dog owning, because I wanted to talk to you a little bit with the time that we have left about how do you know if your dog is ready for the dog park, and how can you kind of help your dog get ready?
Well, you can, if you've introduced them to other dogs, or if you're leash walking them, how do they greet other dogs? Mine, since he's fairly new, he's a year old, he has improved on his manners, but I usually make him sit when we greet people, because some dogs, especially young ones, like to greet you with their arms on your shoulders.
Yeah.
It's harder to do that when they're sitting and they're better under control. And most of the other owners here are aware that you need to give them a little space when they come in. And we have them take their leash off in this holding area prior to coming in, because a leash dog and unleashed dogs, it can cause conflict. One might feel trapped. And so we always take the leash off before we come into the park.
Okay, and those are, again, these rules and things like that. Now, even if your dog, I know that we talked a little bit about this, but what if your dog's aggressive? Is there can you tell if your dog is too aggressive for the dog park?
Generally, if your dog is truly aggressive, this is not a good place to bring them. But some dogs might just say, give me my space, or if they show too rough a play or some aggression, I suggest putting them on a leash and give them a little time out first, and try it again. And
like these two are playing right now. We have a really young puppy here, and then this is Thor here.
Yeah, this is
and
Thor. This is Thor, and he's curious.
What is your puppy's name?
Maverick.
Maverick. Oh yes. Well, how old is Maverick?
4 months.
Maverick is 4 months. Just old enough to come into the park. So he's still got to learn a little bit about what it's like to be around other people and dogs. But he's young, and that's one of the beauties of the dog park, isn't it? Is it kind of gives him that opportunity to have that socialization, because even if you do walk your dog, you're not guaranteed to see another dog.
Right, and when I first got Thor, or the first time we started going to a park, it was totally new to him, and he became social butterfly within several weeks and could not wait. As soon as we got in the car, he knew where we were going. And so it just takes a little time sometimes, and usually they work it out.
So we do really encourage you to come out. We're on North State Street, just out at 45 as well. Come check out the dog park. If you want to come beforehand, before you bring your dog, that's great. But as you can see, we're in a shaded area. Today's a very warm day, but yet there's lots of shade throughout the park for you and your animal just to walk around. There's families here, and it's just I think it's just going to be a great place for you to bring your puppy, your big dog, your older dog, socializing, get a little socialization in yourself as well. Thanks so much for your time today. Good. Thank you. All right, we'll be right back with the Owatonna Today Show. Stay with us.
Hi, I'm Amy Martinez.
And I'm Adam Martinez, owners of Snap Fitness in Owatonna.
Snap Fitness is a fast, convenient, and affordable fitness center, and we're proud supporters of the Owatonna Today Show.
Everyone deserves opportunities to have a good life, a quality education that leads to a stable job, enough income to support a family through retirement, and good health. But the reality is, many children fall behind, many families are struggling, and many others are in poor health. United Way's goal is to find long-term solutions. Thanks to a grant from the Otto Bremer Foundation, we're hosting community conversations this year to address these issues. If you'd like to join us, please call our office.
Hello, I'm Sean McNulty.
And I'm Deb Gillard with Brookdale Senior Living, Sterling House, and Clarebridge of Owatonna.
And we are a proud sponsor of the Owatonna Today Show.
It's time to wrap up on this Wednesday, August 20th, with a reminder that the Owatonna Parks and Recreation presents Movie in the Park. It is coming up this Friday evening. The movie will be Yogi Bear, and the movie will start at 8:15. Concessions available will be Kona Ice and Ozzy's Cotton Candy, and also free popcorn is provided by the Owatonna VFW. It's designed to be a family night out underneath the stars. You can call the Parks and Recreation office for more information at 444-4321 or head to their website on the city site. The Owatonna Foundation announced its next grant application deadline is September 1st. Owatonna-based nonprofit organizations that address one of the foundation's interest areas may apply. Applications and guidelines can be found at the Owatonna Foundation website or by contacting them at 455-2995. And in another note, from the Owatonna Foundation, their non-traditional scholarships at a technical major at a technical or community college are available. The eligibility, okay, I'm getting this all mixed up. Need an Owatonna mailing address or to work at an Owatonna business and graduated prior to or with the class of 2014 or possess a GED. The award is anywhere between $500 to $3,000. The deadline for that application is October 25th. Jill Holmes will take your information on that. She can be reached at 455-3059. You can go to the foundation office at 108 West Park Square, or again, head to their website for more information about that. Again, that is the non-traditional scholarships available with a deadline of October 25th. So a little bit of time, but we know when we start looking at those things, those deadlines come up on us really quickly. So if you or someone that you know of might be interested, please take note of that. Coming up on Friday's program, some very important workshops that Allina Hospital is holding. We'll be touching base with them on that, and then we'll also have a United Way update. Have a great day. We'll see you on Friday.